Hey, everybody. I'm Chris Metzler, one of the programmers here at SF DocFest. Thanks for being here. As you guys might know, for the last 23 years, we've been bringing some of the most interesting, cool, and irreverent documentaries from around the world here to San Francisco in the Bay Area. And you just saw the really wonderful documentary Passing Through. And we have Director Sarah here. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Most definitely. A good place to start is that how did you kind of first hear about the Salton Sea, and what was the kind of catalyst to kind of pick up a camera and tell the story you did?
I first heard about it. My friend Sippy, who's in the movie, was just telling me about this cool town he discovered that was having this kind of art event every year, and that you could buy property for like $1,500 at the time, which was cheaper than rent. And he was like, I think I'm going to get a place down there. And it evolved from there. And I finally came down to visit, and originally just wanted to tell the story of this quirky little art town that's bringing awareness to the Salton Sea. And then obviously it kind of got more involved from there, and I got involved with the community and started wanting to tell those stories.
And what was that production process like? Did you decide to live there for a period of time, or did you just kind of keep on coming back for different kinds of stints? What was that kind of creative process like?
Luckily, it's driving distance from Los Angeles. And that's another kind of fun fact about it, is that it's so close to Los Angeles and most people haven't heard of it. It's the largest body of water in California. And if I told people I was going to Salton Sea or Bombay Beach at the time, most people hadn't heard of it. But luckily it was close enough that I did go back and forth. I would spend a few weeks there at a time. And luckily, not luckily, but it was during the pandemic. So not a lot else was going on. So I could, stay for extended periods of time. And Sonia, who at the time owned the ski and owns a lot of little properties around town. So she would let me stay in some of her houses indefinitely while I was filming.
Very cool. And, what was your kind of aesthetic approach for, like, how did you want to kind of capture the people and the place?
Well, as far as aesthetics go, because it's the desert and it's really raw and rugged, I didn't want it to be too glossy. At first I was using some of these kind of old vintage lenses from Panavision, but getting these fancy camera packages was too much equipment for me to kind of handle being on my own. And it wasn't really the right type of shoot to like bring a whole crew with me at the time. So my approach was to try to make it look raw and old and grainy. I shot a lot of 8mm, and that was my approach for the look. And my approach for the people, I think if you go in there with like this kind of Hollywood crew and Hollywood attitude, they wouldn't really respond well to that. So it was mostly just me, and like I had help on other shoots. My husband Ira did some shoots with me, and I had other help. But I think my approach to shooting the people was to just spend time with them before I put a camera in their face, and like earn their trust and know their story before I ask them questions about it, and have it be more authentic and less like posed or staged type interviews or candid footage.
And over the years, the Salton Sea's kind of gotten a bit of coverage, particularly in the most recent year, whether it be, lithium mining or, with all the kind of artists and creative people that are drawn there. How has the kind of the space evolved over the course of, making the film, and now with the film being out, and like, do the people like the attention or not?
It's a mixed bag. It's definitely starting to get a lot more attention. And then even like while I was filming it, you get a lot more looky-loos, like these people who come for the day and take Instagram photos and then leave. And a lot of the old school locals don't like all these people just kind of going through their town and not necessarily, I wouldn't say they're disrespecting it, but they don't want all the extra traffic or all the extra attention. And as far as the people who are involved in bringing attention to it, bringing awareness to it, I have seen it change. Like they have a Biennale every year, which I didn't cover because it's been covered and I wanted to get more to the community. But I guess I would say eh, it's it. I know it's like meant to be absurd and like they don't tell the dates of it and all that. So I think they're still keeping it like that, keeping it real. But it definitely has. I see it evolving every time I go down there. There's new art installations. There's new people. There's new. It's like I think the story will never be done being told. Like I finished my story here, and there'll be a documentary after mine. There's documentaries before mine as well.
Cool. And what do you think? What do you think the thing that most surprised you during the making of the film, or was there a particular challenge that you faced in trying to kind of capture the story you wanted?
Um, I don't think I faced. I think the hardest part for me, which might not answer your question, was narrowing it down. I think I just started chasing every kind of topic or story that was interesting to me. And there's so many topics, like within this tiny 6 square block town, there's so much going on and so many stories and so many issues. And I think the hardest part for me in the edit was how do you fit that into a movie and what do I get rid of and what do I cut down? But I think being there and doing it, I didn't find that anything super challenging.
Cool. Well, it's a really cool film, and was glad to kind of run across it. I always kind of remind our audiences that like we're lucky that filmmakers like you, share their films with us early in their kind of life cycle, and so for the films we like, we're supposed to be kind of your grassroots street team to kind of go out there and spread the word. What are ways for people to kind of continue to kind of follow, your creative efforts and also the film, and just I guess give social media shout outs out there.
Oh, okay. I made a Instagram for the documentary. It's Passing Through Show. Originally, I was shooting it as a pilot for like maybe what could be a series, and then it just became its own movie. So Passing Through Show, and then I guess that's good enough. You can find my other stuff probably through there. I have a personal page, Sarah June Ingram, and my work related kind of camera page is Sawacide, SAWACIDE. But I think we did make a Facebook, but I don't really use Facebook, but it's Passing Through Show there as well. And I think what I do want to do is start putting some of those side stories on there, things that didn't make it in the movie. Put out little video clips, little snippets of like Bombay Beach side stories. So I'll put them on there if and when we get to that.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing the film, and everybody just remember to kind of over drinks after the show, or at work or on social media, let them know about the great documentary on the Salton Sea passing through. And thanks again for being part of the festival, Sarah.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here.
Most definitely.